Try not to trip. Turn me into what you will. I have a name, and I will speak it still. I bellowed from the depths of the earth's violent night. I crawled out from its open wounds with nothing but my life itself. But I am not a monster. I'm not a cancer to your country, and I am not a beggar. I hear the world bantering. I hear them argue with their own echoes about how to deal with me, my wife, our children. Are we bartering chips in the hands of diplomats and prime ministers? Are we a virgin field for the media to graze? Are we fuel to toss upon the blaze of America's election, as if the clowns in that circus could transform us into an idea? As if they could blow us about like smoke to sting the eyes, to sway the minds of all those voters so safe and comfortable. Don't you see that if I am one who brings terror, then you have thrown your stones already and left me to die? And if I'm a criminal, tell me, what was my crime? Was it keeping myself alive long enough to reach your border? Turn me into what you will. I have a name. I'm not a number on the crooked door of a slum apartment. I'm not an ignorant tenant, too terrified to do anything but silently hand that grumbling man his check each week. I'm not a voiceless watcher. I have a tongue, and I will use it to tell of the things I see. The sounds that it shapes will not find a place in your ears, but they ascend to a judge, and he hears me. He sees me. He cares. And I see that you care. I see that you are so eager to help, so desperate to do good. But please, in all your dreaming and all your scheming on my behalf, don't you too forget that I have a name. Don't you too forget that I am not contained in a headline. I'm not a pixel in some infographic. I'm not an image flashing flat like a shadow on a screen. I'm not a case note slowly moving to the back of your drawer. I am more than all those things. More than a subject for a sermon, more than a decoration for a flyer, more than a prop for your fundraiser. I am more than a victim. And I am less than a hero. I'm like you. I'm a paradox, ever unfolding, ever becoming, ever evading the lines drawn around me. So even the poet standing up on the stage, so proud to introduce me, but he can't quite say my name. I am flesh and sinew. I am spirit and story and memory. I am wounded and healed and dreaming, pursued and marked and loved. I have a name, and he speaks it in the still of the earth's second dawn. I see it now. He's calling us, one by one by one, the truest sounds ever shaped, a voice that sets straight all we are. His breath pours forth, and I see barrel bombs melting in the middle of the air. I see the death shaft of a pointed rifle wilting like a weed. And every false image of man and woman shatters. He unravels us from the titles that we have twisted round ourselves all our lives to hide our shame, to cast our blame, to divert our fears. No, here, he says, Here you are naked and pure and unmaimed again. He is wrapping us in waving robes of violet, one by one by one. I see now a crown set upon our brow, while all the creatures bow at the whispering of those royal syllables. Can you hear it? I have a name.